Hello, many thanks for joining me, Elvis. It's not Somerset Real Ale Reviews today, it's sort of a video response to Danny McFadden, Sofakingdrunk. Actually, it's a response to him, but it's also a response to the Albino Rhino, because he asked a question saying which are the most influential beers, I think it was which are the most 10 influential beers of your drinking sort of history. Now, I'm going to crack a beer open now, because I want one basically. No, sorry, got the bottle opener. As usual, a slapdash. I got the Gloucester Gold today. Like I say, it's not a review. Great beer, watch my review of that if you want to know what it's like. Right, well, my first beer that I'm going to name is John Smith's. I think it's Extra Smooth. John Smith's Extra Smooth from a can. Now, when I was 16, that was my very first alcoholic drink of all time, you know, I've ever drunk. I went round, I was like an apprentice, and I went round to one of the blokes I worked with. We were all going out in town for a Christmas party, and he said, "What do you want to drink?" I said, I don't know, you know, trying to be all, you know, sort of look like I was with it, but really I was like only 16, never touched a drop in my life. I said, "Oh, I'll just have a can of something," and he goes, "John Smith's okay?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that's fine, I like that." Opened it from the can, and I was like, this is disgusting. I'd never drank anything alcoholic at all, like I say, and it was vile, but I drank it because I wanted to be one of the boys, and make, you know, so I didn't look like an idiot. And we went into town, and I had a few more pints of it in town, and I was just a blancmange, just turned into an absolute blancmange, and that was my first drinking experience. Suffice to say, I didn't touch it again for a long time. Then I got a little bit older, actually wanted to start drinking then with my own sort of age mates, and I started drinking Fosters, because we went into town and all the teenagers, all of our boys our age, and girls I suppose as well, were all drinking Fosters. So I started drinking Fosters and I hated it. It was awful, but I got used to it because you wanted to drink, because it was a great laugh. So I drank that for a couple of years, and it was just, it never got any better. It was always vile. I hated it, but it got me drunk. It was cheap enough, and I carried on drinking it, and didn't bat an eyelid. Just you know, just carried on drinking. Then we were out one night, and they didn't have Fosters on, and we decided to go on the Kronenberg for a night. My God, it was so different. It was a lot more flavoursome, still a macro cheap beer, but it was so powerful. And now I know why I knew then why they call it wife beater, because it just made you so different. It just done something to me, and it was an awful beer. It made me just not violent. I've never been a violent drunk, but it just made you so bloated, and I just didn't feel right drinking that, so I didn't go back to that again. Then I went back on the Fosters. Until one night, we were up, one of my mates worked in a pub out in the country, and we went up there one night, waited till he was come off his shift, and I just looked at the bar and I was like, I'm going to have a Guinness. And I got this pint of Guinness, and I was like, you know, drank the Guinness, thought, oh God, what's that? I was like, coffee, is drinking coffee. I've never liked coffee. But something made me keep going back to it. And I just carried on drinking Guinness. And I just really used to enjoy it. Everywhere we went, I'd have a nice pint of Guinness. And it just became my drink. And I enjoyed Guinness for a while. Until one day, this sounds like a stupid kid's story, doesn't it? One day, I was not about. Until I decided one day, what it was. I was working for I've told this story before on my channel actually, working for a brewery in Bristol called Smiles Brewery, and I worked for them for 2 weeks on an agency, and I decided one day to go in my local pub. I didn't decide to go, we always went in my local pub, and they always sold Smiles Best off casks on the bar, and I said, you know what, I'm going to have a pint of that. And I never looked back. That was it. I knew that's all I ever wanted to drink was real ale, and I carried on drinking that. Sadly, the brewery closed down, and obviously couldn't get that anymore. So then I moved on to St Austell Tribute, which I used to drink a lot of, and Sharp's Doom Bar. Used to drink so much of that, and I'd go into a bar, and if they didn't have it there, I wouldn't drink anything. I'd just like have a Coke or something, or lemonade. I only wanted to drink Sharp's Doom Bar or Tribute. They're just two real big session beers for me, and I sessioned so many of those until I started watching beer reviews. I just typed into YouTube one day Sharp's Doom Bar, and happened to catch a review of it, well, a few reviews of it from people, and it sort of got, I got hooked then. I was just hooked on these reviews and all these weird names of beers that I'd never heard of before. And I managed to find out, well, it was Simon Real Ale Guide it was, and he'd just had a delivery of beers from West Country Ales, who I do name drop quite a lot into my reviews. People may have noticed that. Anyway, so the one that stuck out for me when I went down to Fred's shop and purchased a load of beers was the Moors range, Moors beers. If you're not familiar with real ale and craft beer, you probably won't know their name, but they are without a doubt one of the best breweries. But down south here, well, I know they're just good. But yeah, no, I started drinking their beers, and they're so hoppy, and I was like, what's this lovely flavour in a beer? I'd just never known about hoppy flavours before. And I just got hooked on hoppy beers then, and started trying out all different types of beers. But I was still, even though I'd been drinking Guinness many years back, I'd still never really got into dark beers until I drank, actually it is a beer from Gloucester Brewery, their Dockside Dark. Now it's the first sort of stout stroke porter that I'd ever drank and thought, God, this is just phenomenal. Just a phenomenal beer, absolutely. Since then, I love me dark beers now, absolutely love them. And you know, I'm sort of into the last sort of year of drinking now, really, since I've been reviewing. Obviously, if you've been following me, then you probably would have watched through as I got used to dark beers and sort of review a lot more of them now. But the only other beer that I can think of that's really influential was the Pilsner Urquell. From the Czech Republic. No, I keep saying that. Czech Republic? Yeah, it is the Czech Republic, I think. Sorry if I got that wrong. But that was the first lager I've had since I stopped drinking macro lagers. And it's kind of sort of reminded me of, there are some real nice lagers out there, craft lagers, and they're well worth drinking. You know, and it sort of got me back into it, really. I mean, to be honest, I still don't buy a lot of lagers. I will rather buy a nice golden ale or a pale ale, because I'm just obsessed with them now. But well, that's my drinking history. I hope it hasn't been too boring. Certainly got me thinking about some times in the past, and times I've got drunk, and you know, all those sort of things. But yeah, anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks to Danny for the inspiration to do this video, because it's a great idea, really. It's just nice to list your drinking history, I suppose, to people and let people see what you've been doing. I hope it's not too long, this video. 8.5 minutes, we can live with that. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Love to see your comments down in the comments box, and you can even make a few jokes about me or whatever, I don't know, nonsense. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks, Danny. Oh, and thanks to the Albino Rhino for the inspiration to Danny and then inspiring me. I don't know. Cheers, everyone.